Western influence on Indian culture refers to the impact that Western countries, primarily European and North American nations, have had on various aspects of Indian society. This influence has been wide ranging and has shaped Indian culture in significant ways. Here are some key areas where Western influence can be observed.
Language and education. The introduction of Western education system and language such as English, German and Portuguese has had a lasting impact on Asian countries. English in particular has become a global lingua franca, influencing Asian cultures through media, literature and international communication. Macaulay wanted the government to spend money only on imparting Western education and not on Oriental education. He advocated the shutting down of all colleges where only Eastern philosophy and subjects were taught. We have also studied in the chapter last lesson. The lesson emphasizes the importance of the mother tongue for everyone and the need to realize the fact that it is our language which gives us our identity, respect and freedom. It is also about linguistic chauvinism as it talks about how the people are proud of their language and are eager to learn it so that they can cling to their culture and nationality. If you go to Germany, Italy or any other non-English speaking countries in the West for higher studies, most courses are offered in the native language. The children in this country are not forced to learn English as the government prefer their youth to learn their native language first. Whereas, if you look at India, children start learning both Hindi and English at first standard. But when they reach 6th standard, they start learning Sanskrit too. Please just give a thought on why Sanskrit is being taught on 6th standard and not in 1st standard itself. Now let's go to 10th standard where you are given an option to choose between Hindi or Sanskrit. If you choose Hindi, Sanskrit will be removed from the curriculum. If you choose Sanskrit, Hindi will be removed from the curriculum. Why is Hindi or Sanskrit not being taught like English till class 12th? Why is there not an option to choose Hindi or Sanskrit rather than English? Children have to learn English till their 12th as it is mandatory. The answer is simple: Western influence.
Fashion and lifestyle. Western fashion trends, consumer culture, and lifestyle choices have had a significant influence on Asian societies. Western clothing styles, fast food chain, music, movies, and other forms of popular culture have become increasingly popular in Asia, leading to the adaptation of Western-inspired lifestyles. Nutrition and scientists have been warning about the effects of Western fast food on how it increases the risk of having diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart attack. The Western diet is categorized by overconsumption and it lacks in variety of food. For the taste buds, it focuses more on sugar, salt, and fats, which makes an impact on our dietary system. Now moving to fashion and clothing. Before the British arrived, Indians mainly wore traditional clothing such as saris for women and dhoti kurtas for men. However, since the British introduced Western style clothing, more and more Indians have started to wear trousers, shirts, and dresses. This is especially true in urban areas, where Western style clothing is considered to be more fashionable. So a couple of years back, a local retailer in New Delhi launched a brand by the name of Munich Polo and positioned itself as a German brand. It even went on discuss to the rich cultural history of Munich on its website and also created web pages in German. Now why did a New Delhi brand take the effort of presenting itself like a German company? In a market like India, here's why: the British might be gone and consumers might still harbor anger for them, but we still unconsciously look at anyone foreign as being premium. Having a foreign name gives a global identity to these brands. It just creates an impression that their products are not exclusively meant for India, and it seems more exotic than anything. More importantly, a foreign name creates the notion that the product is important and thus plays a big role in justifying a sky high price for the product. And the reason for this is status. Once a product is positioned as a status product, people want to buy it, shows off to their friends. In fact, I've had many friends who come to me and said, "Look at this watch, look at this belt, and look at this shirt. It's from this brand." That brand, and I never knew the brand, and because I didn't know the brand and it had a foreign sounding name, I was like, oh, must be rich kid Indians tend to believe that benchmarks are made abroad and that Indian brands can no way match up. to the standards of foreign entities' quality. Why these products are still made in India, but the buyer does not know this is prejudice we have apart from buying foreign brands is also reflected in several things like we choose to go abroad for higher studies. We choose to watch Western cinema, our original ones, and we choose books authored by foreigners over Indian authors. The manufacturers and retailers capitalize on the psyche of Indians. Now, this is the mindset of people. You can't change this mindset. Right, you have to put in the effort to change this mindset. Decades of efforts, lots of changes, lots of media, lots of content. Therefore, you have two choices to take the effort, change the mindset, like we are doing, or capitalize on the mindset.
Governance. Western concepts of democracy, human rights, and legal system have influenced the political and legal frameworks of several Asian countries. Western models of governance and institutions such as parliamentary system and rule of law have been adopted or adapted in various Asian nations. Natwar Singh, the former Minister of External Affairs of India, said, Sonia told me that she was under great pressure from various quarters, including the Americans, to not appoint me as External Affairs Minister, and the pressure came from the highest quarters. And I have also mentioned this in my book, that till the last moment, the American lobby had allegedly tried to derail my appointment. Manmohan Singh, our former Prime Minister, also said how powerful the Americans were and they could perhaps go to any extent to destabilize certain countries, including India. If you take a look at the social media, you will think that Subramaniam Jaishankar is not India's foreign minister but a social media star. Here's an example. In 2022, he was being pressured because India had taken a neutral stance on Russian-Ukraine war. It was being said that after the war, India was buying more oil from Russia and Russia was using the same money to attack Ukraine. The moderator asked him, if India doesn't help Ukraine right now and say an India-China war breaks out in the future, will other countries help India in such scenario? This is what our foreign minister replied. You know, somewhere Europe has to grow out of the mindset that Europe's problem are the world's problem, but the world's problem are not Europe's problem. This is how deeply the West is influencing, or we can say controlling, the Indian government.
ये फॉरेन मिनिस्टर को उन्होंने कहा कि रूस से तेल ना खरीदो। उसने आगे से कहा तुम कौन होते हो मैं कहने वाले, यूरोप खरीद रहे तेल उनसे, हमारे लोगों की जरूरत है, हम खरीदेंगे। ये होता है आजाद मुल्क।
Europe has to grow out of the mindset that Europe's problems are the world's problems, but the world's problems are not Europe's problems.
इसी वजह से वो एक सोशल मीडिया सेलिब्रिटी बन गए हैं, यहाँ तक कि उनके पाकिस्तान में भी फैंस हैं।
Natwar Singh also said that CIA, a civilian foreign intelligence service of the federal government of the United States, the CIA agents had access to all ministers. They dined with joint secretaries. He also claimed that CIA agents had penetrated deep into every sphere of decisions and policy making of the UPA regime.
Colonialism. Many Asian countries were colonized by Western powers during 18th, 19th and early 20th century. The colonial period had a profound impact on Asian culture as Western powers imposed their political, economic and social system, often leading to the erosion of traditional Asian practices and values. Indian society underwent many changes after the British came to India. In the 19th century, certain social practices like female infanticide, child marriage, sati, polygamy, and rigid caste system became more prevalent. If you have observed that in movies and serials, poor people and antagonists are dark-toned and rich people and protagonists are more fair-skinned. Even in serials like Mahabharata and Ramayana, both Krishna and Rama were fair-skinned. Rama was not fair, now completely black-skinned. He is said to have the complexion of blue black lotus, similar to that of Lord Vishnu. The Sanskrit word Krishna means black or dark. At times it is also translated as all attractive. According to Vedas, Lord Krishna is a dark-skinned Dravidian god. White supremacy was injected by the Westerners in the early 18th and 19th century, which still has a big effect till now. A number of African and Southeast Asian people were displayed as one of the display animals in the zoo. These human zoos became increasingly popular. In the zoos, dark skinned people, and as the term, exotic humans are displayed. There are many examples I can show you, but the video will get long and boring for some people. So I am ending it here, and let's just jump to the conclusion.
It's important to note that the impact of Western influence on Asian culture is complex and multifaceted. While it has led to the modernization and globalization of many Asian societies, it has also resulted in cultural clashes, identity crises, and debates about the preservation of traditional values. Additionally, Asian cultures have also influenced in West in various ways, showcasing the dynamic nature of cultural exchanges and globalization.